This is the ultimate redefined for men.
Welcome to Sports News. President Goodluck Jonathan will tomorrow, Saturday, lead government officials as well as sportsmen and women on an outdoor physical training exercise in Abuja aimed at promoting sports fitness in Nigeria. Well, the training exercise will include a long walk from the presidential villa by President Jonathan, accompanied by top government officials and leading sports personalities. The program, which will also include jogging, physical stretches and light aerobics, will culminate in a solidarity rally for President Jonathan at the Eagle Square, organized by the Nigerian sports community. The Nigeria Football Federation, the NFF, has confirmed that the Super Eagles will host South Africa in an international friendly at the Mbombela Stadium on Sunday, March the 29th. This confirmation is in reaction to the cancellation of the earlier game against Ghana, billed to hold in London on the same day, in line with FIFA's regulations regarding playing games with continents or within the continent within 3 days. Now, South Africa had long been searching for possible opponents, with Egypt and Argentina tipped as possible suitors. FIFA presidential candidate Michael van Praag has promised to publish the Garcia report if he is elected to replace the incumbent Sepp Blatter, and that's in May this year. The president of the Dutch Football Federation just returned from a trip to Paraguay, where he tried to gather support from the presidents of the South American confederations, or federations rather. Now, the report was submitted by American investigative lawyer Michael Garcia to examine the selection process to award the 2018 World Cup to Russia and the 2022 tournament to Qatar.
Who cooperated in this report have been promised privacy, and if you promise privacy to somebody, then you also have to make sure that they keep their privacy. So I would make sure that names of people would not be in that report. But yes, one of the first things that I would like to do is to make the Garcia report public, but first to the FIFA members, because they are the members, and they are entitled to know at first hand what happened.
World number one Novak Djokovic God hosts Serbia off to a winning start in their Davis Cup World Group first round tie against Croatia. Djokovic started both the first and second set with a break, easing past the 158th ranked Mate Delic 6-3, 6-2, 6-4 in an hour and 30 minutes. Only in the third set did Delic, who was 21, showed some resistance, winning 4 games, but without threatening the 8-time Grand Slam winner. Croatia's 18-year-old prospect Borna Koric took the opening set against Viktor Troicki 6-4 in the day's second singles match. Well, India booked their place in the World Cup quarterfinals with a nervy 4-wicket victory over the West Indies. The defending champions looked set for a comfortable victory in Pool B when they reduced West Indies to 85-7. But captain Jason Holder made a brilliant 57 at number 9 to stretch the total to 182 before India faltered to 107-5 in reply. It was left to skipper MS Dhoni to see India home with a composed, unbeaten 45. Sports News, I'm Maya Tundibalogun. Ijoma will be back with the rest of the news at 10.
This is the ultimate redefined for men.
Our Archaeologists and officials have expressed outrage about the destruction of the ancient Assyrian city of Nimrud by Islamic State militants in Iraq. Here's Cynthia Areh with more.
Thanks a lot. ISIS began demolishing the site, which was founded in the 13th century BC, on Thursday. According to Iraqi officials, the head of the UN's cultural agency condemned the systematic destruction in Iraq as a war crime. ISIS, which controls large areas of Iraq and Syria, says shrines and statues are false idols that have to be smashed. Then talk about taking laws into one's hands. A Palestinian has rammed his car into a group of Israeli pedestrians in Jerusalem, injuring 4 policewomen and another bystander. It happened on the seam of East and West Jerusalem, close to the site of a series of similar attacks just last year. Police say the driver from East Jerusalem tried to stab people before he was shot and wounded by officers. Also today, a Taiwanese court has sentenced a man to death for killing 4 people and injuring 22 others in a knife attack in the Taipei underground last May. Chang Che used a long fruit knife to stab fellow passengers during a metro ride before others overpowered him. The 21-year-old pleaded guilty to murder and attempted murder charges. Finally, a much-anticipated African Union inquiry calls for South Sudan's president and his rival to be barred from a transitional government and for the oil-producing country to effectively be placed under AU control. The recommendations are directly at odds with a peace deal being negotiated that would retain Salva Kiir as president and appoint rebel leader Riek Machar as deputy. The two are holding talks this week in the Ethiopian capital, Addis Ababa, on forming a unity government. And that's the Foreign News Wrap-Up. It's back to you now.
Thanks a lot, Cynthia. Over now to entertainment news. It was an impressive homecoming for London-based Nigerian stage actor Ladi Emeruwa as he led the cast and crew members of Shakespeare's Hamlet to the country. And here's Mayowa Ogundele with the details.
Star, the beer that gave Nigeria its original shine.
On entertainment news tonight, William Shakespeare's acclaimed tragic play Hamlet birthed in Lagos over the weekend, with Nigerian actor Ladi Emeruwa leading the 12-man international cast in the Hamlet's Globe-to-Globe tour. Nigerian entertainers including Joke Silva, Olu Jacobs, Wale Ojo Lagbaja, Kemi Lala Akindoju, and dignitaries Emeka Anyoko, Chris Ogunbanjo, Made in Ibru attended the event.
This is our 79th country since last April. And yeah, it's been so incredible, just getting to meet all these different people from around the world, seeing the different cultures and, seeing amazing just how welcoming people are and how excited they are to have us there.
And raving music video director Adasa Kuki has expressed interest in directing a feature-length movie. The director, who has got credit on dozens of crisp Nigerian music videos, said he's biding his time to try his hands on feature movies.
I've kind of been researching and studying because looking at our terrain here and how films in Nollywood are made, I would like to beat that with a wide gap.
And actor-cum-producer Lisa Omorodion has revealed that her movie First Cut was born out of a frustration of not getting major roles in other producers' movies. The actor who played lead in the movie First Cut said getting on screen proved harder as she was consistently looked down upon at auditions and only landed minor roles when she was lucky enough to get any. Nelson Jumbo, younger sibling of ace Nollywood producer and actor Uche Jumbo, has released its first film, Luke of Lies. The comic thriller follows the lives of a crew of con artists led by Luke, played by Alex Ekubo, Susan, played by Daniela Okeke, Obom, played by Eddie Watson, and Shola, portrayed by Belinda Effa.
Hi, Mike. It's Matt.
U.S. actor Harrison Ford has been injured in a small plane crash in Los Angeles. The 72-year-old star of the Indiana Jones and Star Wars films reported engine failure and crash-landed his vintage plane on a Venice golf course. He was breathing an alert when medics arrived and took him to the hospital in fair to moderate condition, a fire department spokesman said. His son Ben, a chef in Los Angeles, later tweeted from the hospital, "Dad is okay, battered, but okay." That's it on Entertainment News. Thank you for watching. Let's head back to the main news.
Star, the beer that gave Nigeria its original shine.
Thanks a lot, Mayawa. Well, you may call it comic relief, but Mr. Pt.4, Chief of Staff to the Edo State Governor, is actually in support of the use of card readers for the 2015 elections, as well as Professor Atahiru Jega's remaining as the INEC chairman. Mr. Pt.4 told our correspondent in Benin City today that the presidency has no powers to sack the INEC chairman.
Only 3-4 days ago, before Mr. President gave his assurances, no less a person than the Minister for Culture and Tourism and the Acting Minister for Information, who is supposed to be the spokesman, who is supposed to be the egregor, the information egregor of the intentions of government, came to Martin Olympus to sell the idea that Jega, as far as the federal government, as far as the federal government knows, is a civil servant and can be removed by the civil service rules. One would have expected that Mr. President, in giving that empty assurances, would have denounced in clear terms his acting minister for information. Why do they want to remove Jega? When Mr. President himself has appropriated and conferred legalis homo, has conferred eulogies and even panegyrics on the integrity of the electoral process that Jega has been part and parcel of.
Well, for the detailed interview with Mr. Obayagbo, do visit our website, channelstv.com. Moving on now to something that's a little bit more sad. Now, business mogul Sir Molade Okoya-Thomas has been laid to rest in Lagos, southwest Nigeria. Prominent Nigerians gathered today at the Holy Cross Cathedral to pay their last respects to the late philanthropist. Our correspondent Ogechukwu Ose reports.
The lineup of events for the burial ceremony for business mogul Chief Molade Okoya-Thomas, which started on the 4th of March 2015, was rounded off with a funeral service at the Holy Cross Cathedral in Lagos. Members of his family, led by his wife, Lady Olive, were joined by friends and well-wishers in this special service officiated by the Archbishop of Lagos, Bishop Alfred Adewale Martins. A difficult moment for the Okoya-Thomas family, but in their moment of grief, family, friends and well-wishers are right by their side to support them. Present here are the Senate President David Mark, the Governor of Lagos State Babatunde Fashola and his wife Abimbola, the Governor of Ogun State Ibikunle Amosu, the Governor of Rivers State Chibuike Amechi, former Governor of Lagos State Chief Bola Tinubu and his wife Senator Oluremi Tinubu, former Defense Minister Theophilus Danjuma and his wife Senator Daisy Danjuma, and a host of other very important dignitaries. The late Chief Okoya-Thomas is described as a devoted family man, a sport lover, and a humanitarian who took his Christian faith very seriously. And for the family, it's a celebration of a good life their father lived, and that was evident during this special Thanksgiving service. And for many here, Chief Molade Okoya-Thomas has left a legacy Nigerians should emulate.
Simple, he was humble, he was generous, and he was extremely humane. May his soul rest in peace.
His generosity, his assistance to people to go to school and all that. And I think that with all his contributions in sports and human development, we need to copy that.
He was thereafter laid to rest at the Votes and Gardens in Ikoyi.
He was a tremendous human being, not just a father, but also friend to us, his children, and also to so many people out there.
Chief Molade Okoya-Thomas was born on June the 8th, 1935. Until his death, he was the Chancellor of the Lagos State University. chairman of many organizations and an active sportsman who solely sponsored the annual Ashojuoba Table Tennis Championship for 4 decades. Ogechiku was reporting for Channels Television News.
Chief Molade Okoya Thomas lay to rest, and may he rest in peace. And the main news again. The alleged mastermind of the April 2014 Nyanya bomb explosion in the FCT, Aminu Uguche, and 5 others have pleaded not guilty to charges of terrorism. And an American missionary, Reverend Phyllis Sauter, who was kidnapped from her residence in Kogi State last week, has been freed. Well, that's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks a lot for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Onyato. Coming up next is Metrofile. To have a great weekend. Good night.